Richard Branson says that building a business is all about doing something to be proud of, bringing talented people together, and creating something that's going to make a real difference in other people's lives. Join us tonight on It's My Biz and make your vote for small business, the people who are making a big difference in South Africa. In tonight's episode, our three thought leaders shed some light on how our business owner can make her mark in a constantly changing environment. No 2 days are the same for Hayley Hind, who runs a business that provides human resource services. I went to visit her at their offices in Benoni.
The business was started by my father in 1996. He'd seen a need in South Africa for consulting specializing in transformation. I was in a travel organization, I was a tour operator, and I did that for 7 years. I needed an opportunity for growth. I took a temp assignment with VCA and I simply never left. I took over the running of the business in 2003, along with my partner Gwen Cooper. I feel that this was a moment of rebirth for myself and for the company.
Tell me what freaks you out.
Not being in control. Because you can't be. In business and in life and in South Africa today, you can't be in control of much. You can just do your best to avoid anything that you can see coming in the immediate future and try and do your best to be a success.
So what absolutely gets you going?
I love that no 2 days are ever the same. One day I could be meeting with the top corporates in a JSE listed company, and the next day I could be in a butchery in the back dealing with the meat processing and their everyday functioning.
Give us a metaphor for what it's like to run a business.
To run this business, I would say it is like being the head of a household. Being the mum, making sure that the children are fed, that everybody has what they need to do their jobs, that they are happy, that they are successful in their own lives, and that we can make the organisation as a whole happy and successful.
What are the challenges you're facing in your business?
It's exposure, marketing. I suppose another challenge that we face is that nobody's really, well, I've never run a business before, and I think that I'm doing a great job, but obviously there's loads of things that can be done differently and reinvented and tweaked, and I think it's just to get a fresh perspective on what I can do better.
And here she is, tonight's small business trailblazer, Hayley Hind. The thought leaders will get to the bottom of Hayley's business challenges. They'll ask important questions and share insights based on their own experience building great brands and businesses. Here's more.
I'm Donna McCallum, and I am the fairy godmother, and I help individuals and companies get clear on their dreams and visions and goals, and I help and support them to make that happen. And I do that through talks, workshops, online programs, and a community of amazing entrepreneurs who help others make their dreams and goals come true.
Hi, I'm Jenna Clifford, the creative officer for Jenna Clifford and the founder. And my passion is business and the humanities and obviously animals. And Rose is my batting partner in business too.
Hi, I'm Amy Kleinans. I am involved and managing director of a company that does customer retention and acquisition programs, and specifically looking at the SMME market and putting together for them packages to grow their business beyond those 3 critical years.
It's Hayley's turn to take the spotlight and present her business case to the thought leaders. That's coming up after the break.
Get free banking for 2 years and practical support services with Nedbank Startup Offer. Get free banking for 2 years and practical support services with Nedbank Startup Offer.
Hi, I'm Hayley Hind, and I'm from VCA, or Veld Cooper and Associates. We're a small HR consultancy based in Benoni on the East Rand. We have a staff complement of 14, and we service around 450 clients nationally. Our services include outsourced BEE, employment equity, skills development, IR, HR, recruitment. So we're a full-scale HR consultancy. Our main challenges really are around exposure and awareness. A lot of people aren't aware of the legislation that surrounds BEE, employment equity, skills development, and they think it's more a hindrance than actually an advantage to their business. So for us, it's trying to explain to people that it can only benefit them and how to best service them and help them bridge the gap.
Hayley, it's quite interesting to see that you've been in business for so long. Congratulations. You've done an exceptional job. And I do actually see that you're needing to now go the next step. And you're asking, how do we do that? The most important thing from my perspective is relationship building and your value proposition to your clients to enhance that. So in other words, building relationship, you speak about legislation, for instance. If you actually speak to all the HR managers of the different clients that you have and actually make them aware just beforehand what is actually coming up, because you're in the know of those things. Build that kind of need to know. The only reason why they're outsourcing to you because they believe you the expert in that field. You bring that skill. They can't afford it in-house, so they need you. The second thing is to touch your clients on a monthly basis. You need a residual income across the board. So in your business, specifically HR, and we experience also these huge troughs and huge peaks. And it's the time that you actually write the white papers, show the HR manager that you've got the expertise in legislation, warn them about what's coming up, ask them to go and come and speak to their teams. And I think that is the most important thing, because you are actually dealing with derived demand. And you either having to go and mine amongst your competitors for extra business, or your value proposition that goes to existing clients not only grows your client base, but also grows your client's client base.
For me, I would keep going to your clients and asking them, how can I serve you? What are your challenges? In my business, I outsource a lot of my functions, the functions that aren't my strengths. And I find that the people that get the most business from me, my suppliers, are the ones that actually keep coming back to me month on month, as Amy said, and keep saying to me, how can I serve you? How can I help you? What are your current challenges? Let me tell you what's going on. And that doesn't necessarily need to be a meeting, because you've got 450 clients and to rush around all the time seeing them. But it's an email, it's a phone call. It's just letting your clients know that you really care about their business. We've got into an era, we've got into a generation where you really need to serve your clients. It's not about how much money can you extract from a client. It's about how can you truly make a difference to this client, to their staff, to this person, making this person's job easier. How can you make a difference in this country?
We in such an IT age. If you go and look at the advent of cellular, the first fax came in when I started my Jenna Clifford business. The first fax ever. Today, you don't even really use a fax because everything is literally in the palm of your hand. So communication, communication, communication. And more people hear about you within your expertise, the better you are going to do. The more you're helping people, often small businesses don't have huge incomes to go and throw at the large companies. You're a small company that's going to grow to a mid-size. Understanding what are your challenges, what are their challenges, and how to communicate it. Also today, being your own self-publisher is about writing about your subjects and getting it out over there. Irrespective, even if your opposition takes that, opposition's good because it makes you move. So I think women are absolutely in a position today to know sharing is caring, what you give is what you get, the law of the universe. What goes up will come down, what goes out will come back. Get it out there, because companies today need to change their grids. And you, the perfect person to make it more simple, make it as the Judaic business route says, more kosher. Make it palatable, make it easy. And in that way, people start using you for small things. As the competency level and the law of return happens quickly, they give you more sizable contracts. But definitely from what I'm hearing, you need a residual income, which means your base needs to pay a very small monthly fee to be over-serviced and have everything at their fingertips. And in that way, you're going to go forward a lot faster.
Yeah, just onto Jenna's point, build yourself as the expert. So it's one thing to build yourself as an expert to your clients, but you're also talking about marketing. How do I market with very little budget? Start writing articles because you are the expert. Start writing articles about that legislation. Start sending that out to your clients, but also send it to the press, send it to the media. Start using that and build yourself up as an expert, because as more and more that you become the voice of what HR practices are, what legislation is doing, the more clients will start seeking you out. The more clients will start knocking on your door, and that's ultimately what all businesses want, right? Clients knocking on their door saying, please, you're the expert, please help me.
What is your pipeline? How do you actually acquire your clients? Do you have a strategic plan? Because in our business, we have a very strategic managed plan of how we're going to acquire our clients, and we actually have specific personalities in our teams go for specific industries. So I see you deal in a wide variety of industries. Do you have teams of people strategically that just work in that industry? And when they are, especially in your small environment with 14 people that you actually employ, do they find that there's a little ceiling and all of a sudden they drop off? Or are there enough incentives within your own company to keep your good people? Where are your pit bulls sitting? Who are the aggressive people that would go out there and help you do best what you do? So it's not only Hayley sitting there, but her team. How do they back her up? And then also how they're going to grow their business. They've got to take ownership of the company. We give our people a division. We go, those 3 people belong in, say for instance, the mining industry or the building industry or the farming industry, and then we actually give them profit share within that division so that they grow what they believe is theirs. And that's the most important thing. Ownership, ownership, ownership. The same thing with what Donna said. Write those white papers, send it to the HR departments, go and research where all the conferences are happening, go and speak at those conferences. Make yourself the guru of the industry. And I promise you, it comes full circle. They come and look for you.
How do you use technology in your business, particularly in this exposing yourself, marketing yourself? What do you use technology in your business to do that?
We do. We have a Facebook page, we have LinkedIn, we obviously have a website, emails, etc. I feel that we use it quite well, but obviously there's always room to improve.
So I was researching your website last night before coming here, just having a look at it. And one of the things that I'd like to suggest to you, because my website is one of my most powerful assets in my business. And it's really, we're living in a Google era, so if people want information, that's where they go. And one of the things on your website that I'd highly recommend to you is ask clients what they need. Like, how can we serve you? How can we help you? Also, a quick little survey for clients that they can fill in so that they then know what their actual requirements are. So, do you have BEE compliance? Do you have, and they can just do little quick ticks, and then you automatically filter them into, these are the services that we can offer you.
But how does it work if there are competitors who are selling the same service as we are, but they are selling it for half the price? We know ourselves that their service is not as good or as thorough as the service that we offer, but to our clients on the streets, they're trusting us with our knowledge, so they're trusting the other company just as much with their knowledge. How do we prove to them, or how do we go about justifying what we're charging without ripping ourselves off?
Start doing a list of what they give for their services and what you give, because price only matters at the end of the day when you get ripped. If you're giving more and charging a bit more, invariably that is always the better way to go, because there's more stability. People that are undercutting industries are here today and gone tomorrow. You are a constant. That business has been going for 17 years. Businesses on startup newcos today, 95% of failures happen in the first year. So you go and work that out. Start reading, girl. Start reading. Readers are leaders.
I agree with Jenna. Go and do that SWOT. Go and needs analysis that client, and you show them what your value your value proposition of what you're bringing. In other words, as I said earlier on, show them that you are an essential part of their business, moving forward, helping them grow. So when you take to them that value proposition, look at what your competitors are doing. They're taking little shots in the dark, as you say, getting it wrong, and you probably inevitably pick those up. That's why you know about them. Give them examples of how that cheaper competitor actually does work, what the result of it is, and how you will never ever get them there. And that's the most important thing. Your value proposition has to be relationship-based, and it has to be an essential monthly touch with your client to show them how you're going to take them from 1 year into the next year, into the next year, and grow them.
And speak to your clients in terms of benefits. What are they actually going to see in their business from the work that you've done for them? Not just, we're going to do this test, we're going to get you compliant. You know, that's like, when someone says that to me, it sounds boring to me as an entrepreneur. Compliance? What? But when you explain to me that I am going to be able to grow my business like X, when you explain to me that I'm going to be able to, when I submit my tax return, have ease and flow around that, when you explain to me the benefits, how it's actually going to impact me on a day-to-day basis, then I'm willing to pay you whatever price.
Some excellent points made. Both Donna and Amy spoke of the value of positioning yourself as an expert in your industry and leveraging that as a value proposition. On the issue of pricing, Jenna suggested Haley write down a list of what clients get for the premium service that VCA offers. When we come back, Haley gets some top tips from our thought leaders. Don't go away.
Get free banking for 2 years and practical support services with Nedbank Startup Offer. Get free banking for 2 years and practical support services with Nedbank Startup Offer. Read about this business in the Business Report this Friday.
Jenna and Amy spoke about the value of self-publishing and turning yourself into the guru of your industry, and turning that into an awesome value proposition. Awesome idea.
Absolutely. And I think as women, we often inclined to assume that our opinion counts less.